All I did was turn my speakers up, and that allowed me to hear you.
Gotcha. Right on. Thank you so much. How are you, Diane? Great to connect with you.
I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. How are you?
Very, very well. I see you're successful in kicking butt in real estate here.
Well, we're trying.
Good, good. I really wanted to just introduce myself and really just see if I can bring value to what you're doing online, specifically social media. So I just wanted to kind of see if you got anything else going on as far as marketing or as far as Facebook advertising, and really just show you some basics on what I see from a consumer perspective, and really what I see and what I know from a marketing perspective as well, and just really show you some absolute basics that would really help turn your brand, your social media brand around, and really help you attract more clients. Um, but are you familiar with Facebook ads at all? Have you been running any type of advertising online?
Yeah, I have. Matter of fact, on our business page, um, I forget, we just ran an ad on our newest listing. And what I'm really mad about doing is putting a call to action on it. We got several thousand people that looked at it, but I don't know who they are, so I don't know how to reach out to them again. That's where I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes, and I'm gonna definitely touch on that and really guide you and really kind of break it down and find out why and where those people went. And then just to kind of briefly, just a little background on me, Diane, so you kind of know where I'm coming from. But I've been here in San Diego my whole life. I got into marketing and advertising in 1999. So I've been doing this for a while, marketing, advertising, and really bringing value to companies. Um, in 99 is when I got involved. And then in 2010 is when I got into social media marketing, Facebook marketing, and Google marketing. But then in 2010 is when I also got into the mortgage industry. So I became a licensed loan officer for the state of California and for the state of Washington. And I was very successful in mortgages from 2010 to 2015, just refinances, home purchases, and a ton of reverse mortgages. Um, and the lender that I was working with, they're very, very successful. They're still here in San Diego, American Mortgage Group, but they do millions and millions in volume. But in that 5-year period, I had an epiphany. I kind of had a few light bulbs go off. And as you can imagine, me being the lender and me being the mortgage guy, I networked with a ton of realtors. So I met so many real estate agents all across the country in that 5-year period. And I noticed that 95+% of them were still relying on word of mouth and referrals, and they really weren't doing much for marketing. And then the maybe 2 to 3% that actually are the top producers in your industry, those folks are still spending a ton of money offline. And so I just knew that it was a perfect match made in heaven where I can bring value to the 95% of real estate agents that are not doing anything. And then I can definitely bring value to the top producers as well. So long story short, in 2015 is when I left the mortgage industry and I started my own social media agency, Cantero Media Group. So now all I do is focus on real estate agents and helping them with their social media marketing and their Facebook advertising. So that's kind of what I've been doing for a while now. And so all I'm going to show you here are just, again, some basics. And I'll spend maybe 10 minutes because everything I'm going to show you are really things that you can go do yourself. And the only time a real estate agent or a broker will hire me to go do it is if they simply don't have the knowledge or if they simply don't have the time. That's the only reason why you'll need me.
Okay.
So I'm not here to
Or
pitch you
like
or sell you.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I do. I hate it.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, and that's why I'm here. So let me do this. Let me pull up, what is your actual business page?
It's Mark and Diane Sell Jacks. It's MARC. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no worries. MARC, Mark and Diane
And
Sells.
then JAS.
Perfect. Perfect. So I take it this is your husband?
Nope, my partner.
Your partner. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some basics when it comes to your personal page, and then also some basics when it comes to your business page. Now,
Okay.
this page right here, let me see if, or actually, can you show me the ad that you guys ran? Let me see if I can scroll down. And just let me know when
I'll
it's
tell you when you get right there. No, wait a minute. Go up. Up. I ran the one, wait a minute, go back down where you see the Matterport tour right there.
This one right here?
Nope, one above that.
Okay.
Nope, not that one. Keep
This
going.
one.
Nope, that one. Explore 102 Averly Way.
Okay, perfect. So let's click on it and let's see where it takes us. Okay, so 102 Averly Way. So when an individual clicked on that, it takes a while to load, which is one issue. It could, okay, so then it takes an individual here, and so as they look around, here's what I suggest, and this again, this is just basic marketing. What I suggest, let me okay, so when an individual clicked on that link, it brings them here. And so as someone kind of searches around, they'll search around, and then they're gone. So what you, right. I don't want to say what you should have done. That's kind of not the right terminology. But a better way to do it would have been, for example, the same exact text, the same exact article or link, I should say, but when they click on it, rather than going straight to the actual property, it could show them maybe something just like this. So 102 Averly Way, St. John's, Florida, 32259. And then right below it, before these pictures popped up, right below it, I would have requested their name and email. Put your name and email below to look at this beautiful property that just hit the market. Because when you send traffic to just the actual link, people are going to search and then they're going to leave. And that person could have been interested, but it's just the ADD that people have when they're online. They're browsing, they're looking, and they're gone. Out of that 1,000 people, however many people actually saw it, a good percentage would have actually put their name and number if you asked them for it. So that was number one. Number one would be, rather than driving them straight to the actual listing, you drive them to a landing page to request their name and number first. And then when they submit their name and number, then they get to see the property. That would have gave you a quote-unquote lead. So out of the 1,000 people that actually saw it, if you just had 5 people give you a name and number, your entire campaign would have been worth it. But again, it needs to be driven to a landing page. So that's number one. That's a simple fix when it comes to a Facebook ad. I see this all the time where individuals are driving them straight to the listing with no way to capture their information. And then you wonder why you didn't get it. You know, so it's called a landing page. So you might want to drop that. A landing page is what you absolutely need. That's what's required for a Facebook ad. Okay. So let's go back to the basics. Let's go back. But again, that was pretty simple as well. A landing page would have solved that issue. So here's the way it kind of is. Here's what I suggest you do when it comes to this particular page, your personal page. And I consult with a lot of clients. I consult with nothing but real estate agents, and I consult with a lot of women real estate agents. And some of them want to try to keep this personal, just friends and family, and then their business page, obviously business, right? And there's always some type of separation. I see it a lot. I just truly believe that as an entrepreneur, you have to put yourself out there. Like, you have to put yourself out there. So what I'm going to show you are just some basic social media practices that I highly suggest you implement. Here's number one. Rather than having this call to action, rather than having this link right here, and also, by the way, this link doesn't lead me anywhere. So if I click on it, it simply takes me to a dead page. And so
Okay.
here's where you're meeting everyone. Where you're connecting with a lot of people is right here on Facebook, right here on your personal page. It's how you and I connected. I didn't even know you had a business page. So most of your contacts, the legitimate ones, the ones that are just coming in from just requesting, or maybe you're requesting other people, they're coming from here. And so as we connect with people here, I have to let Diane know where to find me. I have to let Diane know, okay, this is the link I want her clicking on, and I need to make it very, very simple. So as we're connecting with people here, 100% of your friends right here on your friends list, I guarantee you, 100% of them do not care about exit. We care about Diane. I want to support Diane. I want to become friends with Diane. I want to bring value to Diane. When she starts posting pictures, I'm going to start liking. If she posts cool pictures on listings or open houses, I'm going to start sharing. So your audience doesn't care about the broker. But I see it every single time where a realtor will actually put their broker's link here when it should be yours. So that's a very simple edit. I would edit this out and I would replace it with this page right here. Because right when I connect with you, right when I connected with Diane as a friend, right when you and I connected here, I would have went right here, right away, been led to over here, then I would have liked it, and then I would have gave you guys a 5-star review. I would have done that a long time ago had I known about this page, had Diane listed it in the first place. So all your people that you're meeting with, again, they have to know about this page. And that's a simple edit, which you just simply put right here. That's number one. Number two, right when you scroll down here, right where these photos are. So for example, right where it says 837, 17 Mutual, this is where you would put every single social media link. And I'll show you what that looks like. But your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, your Twitter, your website address, everything would be listed right here where an individual just has to click on it and automatically they're following you on LinkedIn or automatically they're following you on Twitter. So this is how you build your social media presence just by leveraging your Facebook alone, is by simply listing the links. So the links would be all listed right here. And then when people click on about, because they want to get to know Diane, they want to know what she does, they want to know who she's working with, they're going to click on about. And so as they click on about, right where your August 11th, this is where every link would be as well. So it'd say Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and they would be linked directly to your page. So again, as you connect with people here, how does Diane know? You and I, we met here, but how do you know I don't prefer Instagram over Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn? And again, as an entrepreneur, as a real estate agent that you are, you want me following you everywhere. Like if you're posting in other places, you want me following you there. So they have to be listed. So here's the way it looks. If you click on my timeline and you look in the intro section, in my last 19 years, I could list so many things right here. Former mortgage loan originator, former Google, former Facebook. I could list so many different things right here if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't want to confuse Diane. I just want her to see one link and one link only. That's the only call to action. I want to earn her like. I want her to follow my business page. So that's the only thing I want her to see. So that when you click on that, it goes directly to my actual business page. And from that simple implementation, from simply implementing it and linking it there, I've also ran ads on this page, but I know I have a ton of friends just by them seeing it there. Now I just crossed over 6,200 likes on this page because again, it's the only call to action I have over there. So When it comes to the intro part, I suggest keeping it super basic, simple, super simple, and leading everybody to this page over here. Now, the links, here's where the links would be. So as you scroll down, here's where you see every single link. So now an individual, when they find me here on my timeline, all they got to do is click on a link right away and automatically follow me on Instagram. Or click on a link right away and automatically follow me on Twitter. And these 584, they all came from Facebook. I rarely promote on these other platforms. It's all because I simply have it listed. On this page right here, I have 3,654 friends. So on this page is where I'm getting all my followers for this page. Simply because I have it listed. Very, very basic. And so the same rule applies to every other link. And so when you click on the About section and you want to try to get to know who David is, you click on About and you see every single link listed right here. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest. And if you notice as well, every single one of them, all the way to my email, all the way down to my .com, every single one of them is the same exact name. Not one letter off, not one number off, not an underscore, no period, no hyphen. It's the exact character name. And that's what you want. So as people Google you in the future, now we're in an internet world. So now anyone can just Google a name and find, whatever. The only name I'm giving off to my audience is David Cantero 3P. So if anyone, I just want to brand that one name. So if anyone Googles it anywhere at any time, they're going to find me on some social media platform, and that's a good thing. So in your particular case, I really love how you put, you have Diane, let me go back to yours. Diane Sells Jacks. Is that what your .com is?
That's mine. Yes.
This one right here, I love that one. Diane Sells Jacks.
I have a partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your partner.
Right. So do I just on my page leave Diane Sells Jacks and he does the same on his page?
Exactly.
Do I also put our combined? That's where, how do we get them to our combined?
This right here is your actual personal page. All I care about, me personally, and again, I'm looking at it from a social media perspective. I'm looking at it as a potential client, from a potential client's perspective. I'm looking at this as a new friend that I have on Facebook. All I care about, to answer your question, all I care about is Diane. I don't care about Mark, to tell you the truth. Just the way I'm thinking out loud, you know what I mean? From a consumer perspective. I don't even know Mark, so to answer your question, I would brand this page just Diane Sells Jacks and create Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, your .com. You already have your .com. You need your email up here, DianeSellsJacks@gmail. You want to make sure you have that same exact name for the Gmail. So over here on the timeline, you can definitely put this page, because this page over here is Mark and Diane Sells Jacks. This particular page, you can definitely edit and take out the exit and simply put this link over here. So this one says Mark and Diane, and it's totally fine. That could be real estate associate at Mark and Diane. But every social media link needs to be Diane Sells Jacks.
Okay.
So those are super basics that make a huge difference and allows you to build your social media following, which it's all about. You need those links listed. And then also what you're going to want to do is over here, maybe create a whole new social media platform for under this name as well. So for example, Mark and Diane Sells Jacks. It would be the same thing for LinkedIn or for an Instagram or for a Pinterest. And what you can do is start to build that social media. If you wanted to go the extra mile, you may not need to, But in the About section is where you would list all of your social media platforms. So right here, this is the actual Facebook page name. And right below it, right below the phone number, would be a link to Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat. You can go that extra mile and create a social media for Mark and Diane Sales Jacks, or you can simply just leave all this the way it is and just focus on your personal pages, your personal page.
Okay.
And that alone would take your brand to another level. Now you'll start attracting people on other social media platforms without you even really trying. So that's super basic. Okay. And then those are the basics when it comes to your personal page. Edit this and make it direct people straight to your business page. Add every single social media link. That's all the basics when it comes to your personal page. Now here's some last 2 suggestions that I'm going to give you folks on this page, and then I'm done, because all I'm going to do is just show you some basics. Here's what I suggest you do on this page. When it comes to social media, everything is perception. Everything is about a number. Everything, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn. When an individual lands here, what they look at is how many people are following this person. How many people are listening to her? How big of an audience does she have? That perception means everything. So for example, when an individual lands here and they see 257 people versus someone that lands here and they see a page that has 25,000 people, it's obviously a difference, right? Would you agree? It's a difference.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Big difference. And I can show you pages that have 100,000 followers, 50,000 followers, and just looking at that. And for example, like, let me show you a client of mine. This is one client of mine, Julie. When I connected with her, which was about 2 months, actually in February, so about a couple months ago, she had maybe 97 likes on her business page. And every single one of them, just like yours over here. So for example, your 257, 99% of those came from you inviting your friends. And also maybe Mark, right? Yep. So Mark may have been doing the same thing. You may be doing the same thing. Now you guys got 257. The only problem with physically clicking invite is the fact that you have to physically click invite. And so it's time consuming. That's number one. Number one problem, it's time consuming. Number 2 is the fact that 99% of every single person that actually clicked like, I'm one of them, 99% of the 257 are across the country and not buying property in Fleming Island anytime soon. So now we just got a bunch of people that are across the country that really, they'll follow us because I want to support Diane and I'm going to follow her. In fact, I'm going to even give her a 5-star review because I want to support her. But am I really going to be transacting business anytime soon? Probably not. So the fact that it actually took an individual time to make that happen, that's where it's a waste. So rather than inviting friends, what I suggest doing is running a Facebook ad for quote unquote engagement likes. And so Facebook has a specific ad, engagement likes. And through that ad, which is done through your Facebook ads manager, it's not boosting a post. It's actually done through your ads manager back here, which I'll touch on. But that's where you could target people who are actually homeowners, target people who are most likely to move, target people that love real estate. And you could take the 257 to literally 5,000 in the matter of a few days, all through a Facebook ad, and give your page a completely different perception. So when people land here now, they automatically see thousands of people following Mark and Diane, and they automatically assume that you guys are the king and queen of real estate. All because of a number. All because this says 5,700 rather than 257. And little do they know that it happened through a Facebook ad. They don't know that. You know, so when they see a lot of people following you, again, that perception is everything. So that's the suggestion I suggest. I suggest running a Facebook ad for likes and just leaving it on autopilot and letting it run for a few days and getting your numbers up into the thousands. So again, back to this
What
client of mine.
does the ad do?
What does it do?
I don't understand what would I put in the ad?
Very, very, very good question, Diane. It's very different than the ad you guys tried running before. It's not a listing. We're not
Right.
promoting an open house. We're not getting them to give up a name and number. We're not capturing leads. It's nothing like that. It's a very general ad. For example, it could say something like, love real estate in the Flaming Island area. Click like on our page and follow. It's just simply a brand awareness type of ad. It's an ad where it says, hey, love real estate, like, page, and follow. So it's just giving a one-liner and a quick call to action for them to click like. I want Diane to like and follow me before I try to sell her something. And so that's the whole objective with that type of an ad. It's just get people to like, people that are interested in what you're selling, which is obviously real estate, and to get thousands of those types of people to like the page rather than a bunch of randoms across the country who have no interest in real estate whatsoever. So it's just a way to leverage the Facebook ad. That's it. It's just a way to leverage it and a way to get your numbers up so that branding is completely changed. So that's a Facebook ad on the likes. That's that one. And then the last one, here's what I suggest you guys do on the last one. When it comes to this pin, right here you pinned it at the top. Very good job. So you guys are very familiar with pinning. Here's what I suggest you do. I suggest you and Mark simply pulling out your cell phone at the office or wherever, at dinner, over a glass of wine, whatever you guys like to do. I suggest pulling out your cell phone and going on a 2-minute rant about yourself, about you and Mark. Your experience, how much you love real estate, how much you love helping people, how amazing Fleming Island is to live and buy property. You just go on a 2-minute rant about your experience and why you are so different than the other 9 million realtors out there. And all it is an introductory video. It's just introducing yourself. That's all it is. And what you do with that video, and again, it doesn't have to be professional. I highly recommend it's not professional. Doing it on your cell phone is perfect enough. And what you do with that video is you pin it to the top of your page, and then you run a Facebook ad on it. You run a Facebook ad for quote-unquote video views. You run that Facebook ad, and you don't just target your city, you target your entire state. Because what you're doing with this particular type of ad is, again, it's not necessarily designed to capture leads. It's just a brand awareness video. It's to get people to know who Diane and Mark are. And most importantly, the strategy that we're going to use with it is we're going to pin it to the top so people see it right away. And then when they see the video, because you ran an ad on it, that video now has 13,000 views. Now you have a video that has 13,000 views, which all came literally overnight from a Facebook ad. Now you have a video that has 13,000 views. Now you have the amount of likes of 5,700. Now when someone lands here for the very first time, that first impression is strictly amazing. They're blown away because of the perception that automatically they assume that you folks are the king and queen. Automatically, because of the amount of people that viewed your video and because you pinned it at the top, so it's the first thing they see, and because of the amount of likes. That right there is a simple, basic strategy that would completely turn your brand around. So that's what I highly suggest you folks work on prior and before you do any other type of Facebook ad. Because when that Facebook ad went out, for example, this one, when that Facebook ad went out and then they come to your page and they see 257, again, you guys, I know for a fact, you've probably been doing this for a while. I know for a fact you probably know more than 99% of the realtors out there. But based on this number, Diane, I don't know that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, if you had to sit here and click invite all day and to get your number up, which is how you did this, I wouldn't be telling you to do it. But I'm saying it can be leveraged through a Facebook ad, and that alone is totally worth it. So that's what I suggest, Diane. Personal page, business page. Again, this client of mine, Julie, When I reached out to her in February, she had about 100 likes. You have more likes than she had back in February. And so with Julie, I said, okay, Julie, what I want you to do is we're going to set up all your social media links. And so here's what we did. So now you see everything here. Her Instagram, her Twitter, her LinkedIn, her Pinterest, her website. And then when you click on the About section, we took the Facebook likes up to 5,600. So she went from having about 100 likes to 5,600, but these are targeted homeowners that all love real estate. So now she has thousands of those people to build a relationship with and really bring value to, and now all of those people are following her. And then I said, Julie, here's what I want you to do next. I want you to shoot a video. I want you to introduce yourself, exactly what I just told you, Diane. And so she happened to already have a video that she had professionally produced. And so I took that video, I pinned it to the top of her page, I ran a Facebook ad on it, and now we have 26,000 views all on that one video. And now people are sending her messages every day because in the video, we also put the call to action, send message. So out of the 26,000 views, people are coming into her pipeline every day. And then they're seeing the amount of people that are following her. And again, automatically, you wouldn't know if she's been in the business for 3 months or 30 years based on her numbers.
Okay.
So that right there is what I always suggest doing first before you do any other type of Facebook ad.
Okay.
People need to know that your numbers are up. People need to know that there's a following there because that's going to make them want to follow you even more. So run a Facebook ad, get your likes up to a few thousand, then maybe start inviting your friends. So now when you invite a friend, like for example, if you invited me, let's say you were still inviting, if you invited me, but when you invited me, I got the invite, I clicked on it, like for example, look at this one, Laura Zavala. She just invited me 34 minutes ago to like her page. So if you would have invited me to like your page, and then I click on your page and I scroll down and I notice that you have 6,700 likes, I would have looked at your page completely different. Laura, she invited me. I look at her page. She has 106. I'm not taking her.
Oh, there's your next person to call.
Yeah, exactly. That's how, Diane, to be 100% transparent with you, that's how I get my business. Because I know that she's simply inviting her friends. And I say, hey, Laura, no, there's a better way. Let me help you. So if you folks are familiar with Facebook ads, you should be able to run a Facebook ad for likes and run one for an actual video of you introducing yourself and simply pin that one. Don't pin this one. Pin the video of you introducing yourself and get that one to go viral. And so when people land here for the first time, they'll see that and see thousands of people viewing it, and automatically they're blown away. Automatically they're going to know that you're the one that they need to follow.
Okay.
So everything that I just went over, Diane, is what I do for clients if they don't do it themselves. So if for some reason you can't get around to all that, reach back out to me. I'd love to do it all for you.
Okay. We will definitely talk about that.
Yes. So
because I hate this stuff.
Yeah. And that's why here's what in fact, let me just kind of show you that part. Here's what I would do. If you hate it, here's what I would do. Number one, I would set everything up for you. So your Twitter, your YouTube, your LinkedIn, I would set them all up for you, all under the same exact name, same profile picture, same cover photo. I take the time and do it all for you. And I list everything on your Facebook personal page. And if you want to list them on the business page, I can list them there as well. That's number one. Number two, you don't need the custom domain. You already have the custom domain, Diane Sells Jacks. I highly suggest you go with that name. That's a really good one. So you already have the .com, so you wouldn't need it. Number three, I do the Facebook video ad. So you just do the video, I'll run the ad on it, and I'll get it to a minimum of 5,000 views with the ad alone. Once we get to 5,000 views, it starts to go viral. And that's how it gets up to 15, 20, 25,000 views, because a ton of people start sharing it. Because once you have thousands of views, like for example, once we get to 5,000 views, people are going to start sharing it automatically. So that's how it starts to go viral. And then number 4, I take the likes up to 5,000. So right now you have a couple hundred. I'll be at 5,200 with it within 30 days. So I take it up 5,000 and I do the entire campaign. This right here is number 5. Number 1 through 4 is all a one-time thing. Setting up your social media, running the Facebook video ad, running the likes ad of 5,000 likes. That's all a one-time thing. Number 5 is when you'll need me in the future. Number 5 is when you come back to me and say, hey, David, we have a listing. Let's run a Facebook ad on it. Or we have this open house coming up. Let's run a Facebook ad on it. What I do is I set up, I manage, and I monitor all the ads for you for free. You don't pay me a dime monthly. You don't pay me a dime to run the ad. All you pay for is the Facebook cost. So exactly what you guys might have put out for the first Facebook ad, you could have had me do it for you for free, all because you were a client already. So any future ads I run for free, you just pay for the Facebook cost. That's it. And then I do the entire campaign, Diane, at a one-time $4.99. That's it. That pays for me to set up everything. That $4.99 also goes towards your advertising for the video and for the 5,000 likes. So that's what I do. So if for some reason you guys don't get around to it sooner than later, please reach back out to me. I can have all the social media links set up within a day. I can have the video ad viral within a couple of days, and I can have us at 5,000 likes within 30 days.
Okay. And then is there any monthly cost after this?
0, Diane. 0.
How long do you do this for then? When I need ads run, whatever.
Very good question. Very good question. I run the ads until we get to 5,000 likes, and that's going to take about 30 days. So we'll get to 5,000 likes within 30 days. The video ad will run for 14 days. So it's all within a 30-day time frame. We'll be at 5,000 views on the video within a week, and then we'll be at 5,000 likes within 30 days.
Okay. And then if I wanted you to run an ad for an open house or something I just listed, how long because you said we don't pay you for that, we just pay for the Facebook cost.
Exactly.
How long do you do that for?
Very good
for
question.
The next 5 years?
No. So for example, I have a client that she has an open house coming up this weekend. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start the ad on Wednesday. We're going to start it Wednesday night, and we're going to run it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we're going to run it for $10 a day. So that's $50 that she'll pay Facebook, 0 to me. And again, it's all because she's already a client. So, and then for a listing, whatever your budget is, if you reach out to me and say, hey, David, we have this listing, we'll put $100 towards it. Let's spread it out within a 30-day period. I'll take that $100 and I'll spread it out within a 30-day period, or we can spread it out in a 14-day period. Whatever your budget is for that ad, 100% of it is going to go to Facebook. And what I normally do is like to run $10 per day on a listing or on an open house. But it doesn't have to be every day. So if you ran $10 a day for a listing, I wouldn't necessarily run it the entire month, because that's $300 for the month. I don't think we would need to run it that long, but normally $100 for a listing, we can really get some good leads, especially if you're driving it to a landing page. And so that's where you'll come back to me in the future as well, is to set up a basic landing page for you. And that's what I do as well. Because that ad, it would have done very well had it been linked to a landing page. You would have captured names and numbers.
I just got a landing page, but I'm not sure how to incorporate that video, but I think I can figure it out.
Who are you using for your landing page? Do you know the?
It's through our corporate office.
Okay.
And the landing page actually ends up going back to our website for that particular property.
If you have a link, send me a link. Send me the landing page, and I'll look at it. And what I can also do, if you already have, I take it you're already paying monthly for that. It's not free, so you're probably paying monthly for it. It's your CRM as well. It's probably where you're able to store all your leads as well. If we end up doing business in the future, Diane, I can log into that back end and I can play around with it, and I can set up some landing pages for you through that system and not charge you anything for it.
It actually ends up going to our Boomtown websites is what it's doing.
Good.
We use Boomtown, which is free, and then it just creates a landing page within that website that we can use that link. Perfect. I just have to figure out that video to do that, because that video is through Matterport. You don't have a lot of options. Okay.
So I'm very familiar with the functionality of all these different softwares. So again, if I have the pleasure of bringing you on in the future as a client, I'll play around with that and I'll be your landing page guy. Because all of them are pretty much the same. So I built landing pages in many different platforms, and I'm sure that one's no different. So I could play around with that. I can set them up for you in the future if we get down that line, if we go down that path.
Okay.
Perfect. So feel free to reach out to me, Diane, and then I'll send you my business page as well. Follow me on my business page, and let's stay in touch again sooner than later. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. I appreciate your time, David.
Thank you so much, Diane. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.